Hello everyone. It's James again. And I want to jump right into this news story today. These stories that are coming out one right after the other tells us about the evil that is just rampant on our planet. Which might be a sign, as many has said, we are in the last days. Mental illness seems to be on the rise. And evil things being done to one another is on the rise as well. Just horrible acts. And this one is no exception. A man in Brooklyn, New York at the Crown Heights Apartments was arrested for allegedly killing, burning, and then hanging up in the closet upside down his mother. You just can't make this stuff up. You just can't. Not much else is really known on this story. However, there were a few interviews by neighbors basically saying they could never imagine this kind of thing being able to happen. Here's the thing, people. We don't know if the man lived in a home with a narcissist mother. And he became a narcissist himself as a result. Because yes, the so-called golden child can turn on the narcissist parent. And if they are a narcissist themselves, they are truly capable of some evil behavior. But we don't know if the mother was a good mother, and the son was dealing with mental illness, or into drugs. We don't know. We don't know. However, what we do know is what was done was pure and utter evil. Just like the last news story I talked about yesterday. I just don't know what to say sometimes. There is just so much chaos going on. People aren't connecting anymore. And that's the entire goal of those that run our society. You know, if someone wants to believe what they want to believe, that's their right. But I find it odd when the really super intellectual types try so hard to talk about how the Bible is just a made-up book. But you see everything in that book happening right before our eyes. And when they joke and make fun, they seem to be rallying for everything that would be for the enslavement of society. Because you see, in order to get a one-world society, they have to make everyone so disconnected under the guise and lie of connecting people, if that makes sense. Meanwhile, mental illness is going through the roof. And man and woman are doing the most horrible acts to one another. So much so, people are scared away from connecting with someone. Because they don't know who they can trust. Because when people are alone, they are that much easier for those that run this world to pick them off and turn our society into a clamped down slave society. Because when people are free and growing and producing, it's hard to clamp down on a society. But the more people become disconnected, the more you will probably see drug use go up. And mental illness increase. And the more that happens, the more you will see horrible news stories. Now we don't know what the motivator was in this instance. But what we do know, it was evil. Look. Though my mom is a narcissist. And what she did to me was and is evil. My entire growing up was a mess. A complete and utter mess. I thank the good Lord Yeshua, the one we know as Jesus the Christ, that he kept me sane. And allowed me to forgive my mother. Yes. That's right. Though I talk about stories regarding my mother. And yes, they are painful. Even to this day at times to remember such things and happenings. I have forgiven my mother. And that is something I want to save for another video. But my point is, when you have unforgiveness in your heart, and things going wrong in your mind that fester and create horrible mental illnesses, one bad act and deed will continue to happen again and again. Men doing these things. Women doing these things. And it's just going on and on and on. Each act worse and crazier than the next. These things we are seeing happening in our world is just a mess. But there are good things still. And I've seen some news stories of some people showing acts of kindness to strangers. Which is a nice thing. And something I will try to report on as well. Because in this world of chaos, it's nice to see when people are doing the right thing and helping out one another. With that said, I hope everyone has a blessed day. Please don't forget to support this channel. And I will tell you more about why that is important in another upcoming video as well. because that has a story unto itself. But yes. Please support this channel by subscribing, if you haven't already. If you have, I say thank you. And don't forget to click the little bell to be notified each and every time I make a new video. And don't forget to like and share so this video is easier for others to find. And if you want to support further, you can do so by the way of Patreon. And if you are already supporting by the way of Patreon, I humbly say thank you. With that said, let's continue to pray for wisdom. Let's continue to pray for strength. And let's continue to pray for courage. And until next time, bye for now. And be good to yourself.